I came home from work and you asked me something about my day, and I start, and then you're like, okay, well, let me just go do this thing, and I just felt like you're like, I have to go get shoes right now, and it's like you've been outside all night, with or without shoes, but like right now you have to go get shoes as soon as I start talking, and, or something else that just was like, god damn, like, okay, never mind, I'm just not even gonna talk. That's pretty much where it put me. It's just so it just felt like that happened a lot within like the last 2 weeks, and I was just like, well, never mind. It's not that big. It's just not that big of a deal.
Okay, for 2 weeks. Well, do you have like another example? Because like for 2 weeks, that's like a lot. Because I've only been feeling you beat just in this week, so.
Maybe this week. I don't know.
I'm only asking this because
it just felt like 2 weeks. I don't know.
Yes, I know, but it's important. I know. The reason that I am asking that is because when people say things to me and they're giving me feedback, I genuinely listen to it and I want to like self-correct, and so I take it seriously, and I also need to practice, and I do practice this myself, which is like trying to be aware of my own behavior. That's what I do most of the time. And we have a tendency to forget things or to exaggerate things and make statements that we take on as like real facts and beliefs, and we don't. It's like, there's been many times in our relationship where it's like you'll say things and then I'll ask for an example and you won't know, and it's like I can't do anything with that. So just like the whole Cuba crazy day when you yelled at me and I had to like relive the whole story, and it's like, so it's possible, and I'm not saying that that's happening now. I'm just saying, if you're gonna like put a timeline and you're saying my behavior was something that caused a feeling in you, I want to know some of the ways that I did it, and so yes, I totally, and I do hear that and I see that and I felt the resonance of it, and I was so I'm totally hearing what you're saying, and I'm not even saying it's wrong because I can see that totally.
But there was like the other day, I think, when we were gonna go to Grandpa's, and then I don't remember, but you were like, oh, I had to make like a call to Maya or whatever, or maybe you were on the phone, and then it was just like a couple hours go by. It felt like I don't even remember the situation. I just remember being like,
the
okay.
Feeling of it, right.
But then last month, but it was like
last night.
No, it was last night. What do you think?
When you called and I had just gotten to Mo's and he'd just gotten upstairs. I had already kept him waiting, and you called me and you were talking, and I always want you to talk, but it was like
that's a little different.
But still,
yeah,
because if you were having that feeling regularly, even that thing, which normally wouldn't have been something that would bother you, that will add to that feeling.
Yeah.
And I felt weird because, see, even last night, like, I talked to you and everything was good, and you were gone forever, and I'm already on guard because of the pattern of what happens, and I'm trying to be positive and supportive because I do want you to have a relationship with your family, and at the same time, it's also, like, kind of dangerous because they aren't necessary, they don't fucking like help, and so it's like either way, good or bad, it means that I have to do a tremendous amount of work, and then you do, and then it'll look like it's all me, and so I'm waiting to hear things, and then you didn't even text me last night, so that already felt weird because it was like, and I was like, okay, I couldn't have the long conversation with you then because I just got there, and I wasn't trying to put that in front of you, and
No, that was fucked
like
up.
all of that.
I definitely.
But it's the behavior of it, and I pick up on things energetically. So like sometimes you might not text me and it won't mean anything, but sometimes it does, and I was feeling like it does. I don't know what happened from the time I talked to you from Grandpa's to now, but like obviously there have been things, and so this way, and you took responsibility for the fact that you could have communicated that, because that's great communication right there. What else?
I wasn't sure if I should. I wanted to say this one, but it also just feels like now I'm just being like nitpicky or whatever.
You should say it, and you should.
Because it did bother me.
Well, you should say it.
I know,
and
but
then,
it's like I just feel bad because it's
well.
Like, it just feels like silly and shitty. And
Well, if it feels those things, then you need to say it anyways, because it's not going to go anywhere.
I
And
know.
then you can dissect and discern what the fuck it is, because I don't even know what.
I just feel like it's like.
Wait.
I understand.
This is a tool. This is a tool, because you haven't said anything, but you are resisting saying it because it feels a certain way to you. That's information for you. I have no idea what it is, so it's not me passing judgment.
Yeah.
So there's something telling you that these feelings are that way. They may not be at all. And if anything, I've proven time and time again that I can, not always gracefully, but I always will encourage like anything to be expressed than not. So say it, because you need to hear, you need to observe your internal world.
So I know it was like sometime during this week, I don't remember the days, that kind of blend together, but I came home and we were like, out of cereal or whatever, and you were gonna go get some things from the store, which is fine, that's awesome. And like if it was me, I would have that was like the only one single thing I would have gotten, was just cereal. And then it was like, okay, well we were gonna do that, which was awesome. It was super helpful. And then I don't even know what happened, but you were busy. It was not like it
What was I
wasn't.
doing?
I know it was important.
What was I doing?
I don't know. You were talking to Maya.
Nope.
Leave, and I don't remember, honestly.
Well, this is part
I'm
of.
just saying that. I'm not saying that it was not important. I'm just saying that to me, how it felt. It just felt like. It just kind of like sucked in the morning when it was like. You were like, well, I'm gonna go spend like maybe $40 or $60 at Trader Joe's, and then get some cereal and then even just the conversation about the milk, which was actually good. Like, I'm not saying that it would just like. It just felt like kind of shitty at first, even though like it was good. It's like, I don't know, the approach is like hurtful almost, but it's like
Which approach to the milk?
Yeah, but it's like coming from a good place. It's like, so I totally hear it and I can appreciate what you're doing, but
yes.
it's just like, okay, you can preach, and I agree with what you're saying, but like it's just
But
like.
you just were interested in committing to one thing or the other, which is basically me just asking you if you can decide. I don't care what you decide, but I want you to choose what is right and wrong to you, and then I'd stop the conversation. So when you keep saying that you agree and that you know whatever, then I employ it, and I use that as an example to show a different pattern, which is you get lazy and fucking unmotivated and fucking whatever whenever you're in this fucking house, and that filters into our relationship in other areas. So I'm using the milk because it's better than me pointing out specific things in our personal relationship to try to showcase, like, you make an effort to think critically, and you already acknowledge this as something that was whatever. So at the very least, like, I don't give a fuck if you like gorge yourself on goddamn milk or heroin or whatever, but what I do want you to at least do is own it outright and be like, yes, I know that this is wrong and disgusting, and actually I'm impacting harm, and it's really bad for my body, and I don't give a fuck, and I'm choosing it. That is what I want, for you to be conscious as opposed to unconscious or pretending to be unconscious and making choices, because when you're doing that, even in a tiny area, that means you're doing it in other areas, and we're all doing it. But that means that even on if they're that fucking small of things where you can't distinguish between right and wrong, or why you're choosing things or why you're not doing things, then what else aren't you fucking doing? and I can't say the things in the relationship like that I really feel like you'd be attacked by, or you feel like super sensitive by, or the fact that I even feel bad having a conversation with you because it's Sunday, your birthday's tomorrow, or you know, you had to work all week or whatever. And then I think, you know, yeah, that's a symptom of my character and my conditioning of like my consideration of people. And also, where the fuck have I been on my birthdays and my whatever? I don't get, you're not stressed out trying to be like, oh, baby's worked 80 hours, or baby had a panic attack, or baby's been up for 5 days, or it's her brother's birthday, or whatever, like, and so, you know, I'm gonna fucking make sure that she's okay, so I'm not gonna bring up stuff, or I'm gonna cut her some slack maybe, or whatever. Like, no, but I do that for you. I actually feel guilty about those things, and, you know, and so I get it, but everything that I do and I say actually has a fucking point. So, like, I'm picking the lesser of the evils. Instead of me, and that's something I can take responsibility for, instead of me talking about milk, I should just say, hey, I feel like we're falling down into that rabbit hole again, in which, like, you're not interested in the relationship, you're totally forgetting, you're just coasting, you go to work, and then you're on your phone all night. Yeah, I'm doing my thing, but you're, like, not engaging, you don't care. I don't feel like you're interested in like even talking to me at all whatsoever, and so I revert back into my old patterning where I have to do things to show that I'm worthy of love, and maybe I get some attention or I get some affection. And the reason why you feel like the thing that you just said before you said it was silly, it is completely linked to the why you can't remember what I was doing and why I didn't get cereal. So and also, just like, we're gonna look at that, and the other one that you said as well. It's not. It's. I didn't get you cereal because you don't like the cereal that is at Trader Joe's, and I was spending time with your dying grandfather, and he was crying, so it was really difficult for me to leave. So that's what I was doing, and then I felt rushed, and I wanted to go to Trader Joe's because I can get the most amount of stuff for the smallest amount, and then I thought I might have the energy to go to another store afterwards to get you cereal, but I was really fucking, like, feeling emotional with all of my own stuff, and then sitting with your grandfather, and that is something I chose to do, which, you know, like, instead of thinking how awesome that is, or not even awesome, but just like, you know, I wasn't just, you know, actually not prioritizing you. I was prioritizing you. I prioritized your living grandfather over cereal, and I felt bad. And so what I did that you don't know is I made you a sandwich so you had lunch at least, and then I went to 7-Eleven in the morning after I had like cleaned the kitchen and made sure you had lunch, and I ran to the fucking 7-Eleven to see if I could get cereal, and they didn't have fucking cereal because I didn't want you to not have cereal. And then the first thing that I say to you when you get out of the shower is, babe, I'm really sorry, I didn't get cereal because I didn't want to get the Trader Joe's cereal that you didn't like, and I just ran to 7-Eleven and back trying to make sure that you had your fucking cereal. And so, you know, does it make your feelings wrong? No, but you need to look at that because you completely overlook even good things, and it just so you could find this fault that I didn't get you cereal, and that's relevant because it's showing you something, and that means something, and it's connected to all those other things. And then what I normally do when I experience something like that is then I look at my own self and I say, this is probably a good reflection. Am I doing that anywhere? Am I taking care and tending to this person the way that I want them to be tending to me, and I'm upset about them not, like, whatever. Like, I know that you get into this mode where, trust me, I already feel beholden to you because I'm not working. But I don't think that working means that I don't have to put in any fucking energy in my relationship. Like, because you work 40 hours doesn't mean that, like, everything's cool and I don't get to have feelings and you don't have to like engage whatsoever. And it is important for you to remember those things. The reason why I needed to prioritize, because this is the other thing, because I want you, like, this is also, I feel like this is symptomatic of also you hanging out with your family, because this is the same fucking, even if you were feeling those things, it's amplified, and the things that you pick out as the reasons are so, like, they're silly. They're silly because they're literally like examples where I'm doing something else for you that's better than the thing that you're upset at me for. So the reason that I needed to take the I needed to make 2 phone calls was because I spent the day, or the last, like, I don't know, I was probably talking to your mom about trying to encourage her to talk to her fucking daughter so that you two could get your shit together. And, you know, one aspect of this family, I don't know how many of you there are you guys in this family, but all together you guys haven't found a fucking solution to get the 2 goddamn kids together. So yeah, Rhea, my not working ass, I sat and I talked to your mom and coached her into talking to her sister, and then talking to you, and like making sure that that was all set up, and talking about birthdays while trying to cook grandpa dinner, because, you know, yeah, he is getting old and shit, but maybe it's because no one gives a fuck and shows up. So why the fuck would you get out of bed? Maybe he's not eating. We all know he fucking drinks, he's sad, his wife died, he's fucking lonely, miserable shit. You know? So yeah, I was cooking dinner and I was fucking talking to your mom about your family shit. And I put off my things, and I chose that. I'm not holding that against you. I'm not saying, oh, look what I did for you. I'm being forced to say that now because you were telling me that I wasn't tending to my boyfriend, when actually that's exactly what I was doing. So yeah, I called Maya because she's doing this fucking project for me that is like the most important thing, which, you know, I've been trying to, now that I feel I have somebody on board, hopefully not like Erica or the last couple people who, this is literally the most important thing that no one is still interested in, that I have to suffer through all these fucking things because it is important to me, and I gotta listen to, you know, like, every conversation and fight and shit I have to hear of us, that takes me back, and I gotta push past it and see the progress and the growth, which is much harder. It's much harder to do, but I do that. Why? And I don't even nag you about like checking in or doing what the fuck ever, or reflecting or talking about plans or just anything. I don't, but I didn't get you cereal, but I did make you a sandwich, and I do give a fuck enough to like want you to talk to your family who still fucking, no, they don't fucking text, like, but I'm the bad guy. I'm the bad guy, and yet you benefited, which is interesting. Ashley didn't make that happen last night. Kuba didn't make that happen last night. You and me made that happen. So, this is where I would ask you once again, and this should be familiar, if you're gonna be shitty and pissed off at me for not showing up for you with cereal and like whatever, where is that same amount of upset and anger at people who have done worse to you? Because you can. I am sorry, and I've been feeling like I've been neglecting you as well, and a lot of that has to do with me wanting to keep my stuff away from you and be easy, and you don't seem interested in the stuff that is going on or whatever, and so I don't want to trigger you. So yeah, I have dumb conversations with you about milk instead of being like, yeah, so and then I experience the same behavior while listening to it, and then my brain is already a little bit like, well, are things changing, and he's distant, and why am I doing this, and like, is this right? And I you know, I have to take responsibility for the fact that I don't share all the things that are going on. It might seem like it, but I don't. I'm still doing the same fucking thing of like, yeah, let's everybody just walk around, act, I'm just not gonna cry, I'm gonna take a walk, I'm gonna whatever, and I'm gonna just keep reminding you, yeah, I'm just out here or in the bathroom for hours, like listening to these things so I can label them somewhat. Oh, and it's my mom's birthday and my grandma's birthday and your birthday, so I get to feel like shit and great at the same time, except my boyfriend's distant and he just got a treat and it's his family, and now he's even more distant and cold, and I'm a bad person somehow. And he's lost his memory. And he can remember the things that I don't do, but he cannot fucking at all get mad about the shit that his people do. And that is inconsistent. So it's like fine, okay. But that feels hurtful, you know? So but see, I knew that that was a possibility. Why? Because I pay attention to patterns. And because you were getting comfortable, really comfortable. And you know, you don't really need to do much. And no one's gonna push you or require whatever, not hold you accountable. As long as you have a job and you're not fucking murdering someone in the living room, everything's fine. You can actually murder someone in your room because nobody will even fucking ask. Because a girl could be screaming for 4 hours. God forbid we ask Zach how that might have made him feel or anything, but I'll be the bad guy. In your head, but I'm not gonna be the bad. Like I take responsibility, and I am trying. I'm trying to figure out how I get the shit done, and not feel guilty about not being inside next to you on the bed while you're on your phone. Like, and you don't make me feel guilty about me being out here because that's what I need to do, and that's your way of trying to support me, so we're both doing the same thing, except for when shit like this happens and things like this come up and we don't tend to it, and it's our slippery slope. It's slippery as fuck. Where are you and what are you thinking? Or feeling or whatever?
I just know that we both just kind of let everything just get out of hand enough to where it's happened. Like we are just both just like letting each other just kind of do our things. But if we're feeling neglected or like something's wrong, even if we ask, if you ask me, I'm just gonna be like, oh, it's all good. I'm just letting you do your thing, and even if there is like some little thing that's bothering me, I'm just gonna.
Yes, I know, babe. I know when you're lying to me.
And at least you ask me, which is better than what
Not
I do.
asking.
Yeah, so we're letting each other do our things, but at least you're asking me like what's wrong or something. But
yourself for? And what am I checking myself for?
Staying on top of
Specific.
the
Don't generalize.
relationship. Like,
What
something
didn't you?
feels
What didn't
wrong.
you feel? That
if
we're not
something-
going to hide out in generalities.
if
So,
something feels like it's wrong, something feels off, let's just actually check in.
so what was off with you and what was off with me, so that we know,
What was
like,
off with you was,
what didn't.
well, I would assume, was, like I said, when I was texting you, was that, like, I felt distant, and you checked on it. And even if I decided to share not, which it was hard for me to even come up with what it was, it's, for the most part, I would be like, no, it is all good in that moment, that's what felt right, but I know if if I really dig, I can find something that,
Really dig.
I can find something that,
If you put any energy
yes,
into it, you can
if
find something.
yes,
So
can
when
find
I
something.
have an
So
issue,
if there's
you're actually not putting any energy into thinking. I don't bring it up if you. Do you not feel like I give you fucking accolades for doing, like, showing up in this relationship in any way? I do that. Do you know why? Because I model it after behavior I want. That's
But
how we
if
all
there's
do.
something that
So-
I do know, I will say it. I'm
No,
not saying that,
but-
like, if I do some digging, if I do a little bit, if I do any digging, I would find it, yes.
I don't even.
But
Like,
what I'm saying is, if you would have asked me and it's like, oh, well, it just bummed me out that X, Y, and Z, I would say it.
it just bummed
but-
me out that literally.
Baby,
Like, I'm so
just-
triggered right now because
No,
you're
I'm-
still not acknowledging something. So I'm trying. So keep talking, but
I'm just saying, it really doesn't matter. It's just the same. It's like,
it really does matter.
what I was saying was, like, if you have asked me, like, is something wrong, and, if I do know, right then, I will say it. You've experienced that,
Yeah,
right?
I'm not even worried about that. But
Okay,
yes,
well, that's
yeah,
pretty
great.
much all I was saying. Was just
Yeah,
that,
but
like, if I
that's-
didn't know at the time, and yes, you're right. If I didn't feel like doing any digging, or even if I just didn't want to share it, then that's totally on me. There's nothing that you can do about that, and that's
And,
totally my fuck
beside,
up. So yeah, that's really all I was saying. So
and what did I let get out of control? That I need to keep in check.
no, I need to keep.
No, because
check.
we both do, and we both let things get out of control. So I want to be clear, because when we have a conversation like this, if I walk away thinking that I need to make sure that I'm tending to you more or trying to connect with you more, then you're walking away thinking it was something else. So what is it that I need to?
Nothing.
No, that's
It's
not true.
Because what I want to say is totally not fair.
It's not fair because you don't hold anyone else in your life to the same fucking standard. And that's why I'm sitting here so fucking triggered, because still, I say all that stuff, and once again, I'm back in fucking deja vu Twilight Zone, where literally, I'm actually treating your own family better than your own fucking family is treating your family, and you can't look at me in the eyes, and because my voice is raised, I'm the bad guy. And so, yeah, the thing coming out of your mouth is going to feel silly only to you. It's going to feel hurtful to me, because you all fucking get to benefit, and I get to sit here with you dissatisfied with me.
No,
And
I'm
that,
dissatisfied with me. That's what I'm saying.
yeah, well, that's not even my issue. What
No,
my
it's
issue
unfair
is you're
to
not
you is what I was gonna
dissatisfied with
say.
the other people. But I have a problem in my fucking relationship now. Nitpicking me. Literally. It's like deja, like, I don't mind the feedback. I mind it when it's right next to another person's behavior that's worse, and you don't mention anything or have any feelings. And this is, once again, like, please don't be offended when another man calls me a fucking psycho bitch and a cunt and all kinds of shit. Don't be offended by that. But just be upset at me and find reasons to be upset at me. Please don't be mad at your fucking sister. Please don't. And I don't even want you to be. But what I definitely don't want is for you to apparently hold me to some goddamn standard that, like, no one even has to fucking come close. I mean, if I'm playing by those rules, I should be able to ignore your needs outright. Question. Since you've also decided, or forgotten that it might have been triggering for me for you to go hang out with people in your family that you avoided for so fucking long, and you sent me a nice text message, which I was really impressed with because you communicated and you were feeling good and hopeful, which way to grow, and even thanked me for nudging you, which I then said, of course, babe, and I'm so proud of you because it was you too. You did it. But yeah, I did a lot of legwork, but you're the one that did it. And way to go, Zach. Fucking lost my point because this is just like.
What did I say after that?
No, what I was gonna say is, apparently you forget that, I don't know, maybe you just, today when you wake up at some time, hey, I'm gonna make an effort, and maybe I'm gonna tell her. She seemed to invest quite a lot of energy making sure that this thing happened, and I apparently had a really good night or something night, and I'm gonna talk to her about it. But no, I'm just gonna leave her in, her. Oh, is today her grandma's birthday? Was yesterday her mom's birthday? Might that even just be on her mind or making her feel some type of way? Maybe, sort of. I don't know. I'm really tired and not interested, and she didn't give me fucking cereal, and I just been feeling some type of way, and so no, I'm not gonna have any awareness to that. I'm just gonna leave her stranded, wondering if this is what's gonna happen. That he's gonna come back a different version of Zach, and I'm gonna have to be the bad guy, which is hell of confusing. So, would you like to at least share with me? You were there for hours and hours. Do I get anything? What I was going to say before you left in the morning, because I do hold this fucked up weird thing of I don't want to nag you, and I just want to remind you of things that I know will be beneficial, and typically, if you employ them, they are, and they're not beneficial just for me, they're beneficial mostly for you, and you can always take it or leave it. But what I was going to say, given that I know how the fuck your people work and you work, I was gonna just offer two little things that were gonna sound like I was telling you what to do, but pretty sure that I actually give a fuck about you and your life and how you feel, not only now but later on, so you're not 77 years old drinking yourself to fucking death because you can't apologize to your son or interact with people, and fucking you literally can't even function, and you're trying to barter your fucking soul because you feel like a terrible person, so you're just gonna spit. I'm trying to save you from weird shit that manifests like that in people, that they live out. And I'm learning whatever, and I'm trying to do that as well for myself. So I was going to say, because I know the habit and I know things that will naturally work against you just on basic shit, which is, I was going to say, you should try to say two positive things about our relationship or me, just to anything, not because I need you to. I don't need you to. But why? Because probably they're not going to engage with him or ask him, or he's going to not really feel like it's a good positive thing. And when you're not talking about a huge aspect of your life, that naturally translates to your subconscious or your conscious as this is bad, wrong, dirty. And look, oh, this feels good. Oh, I missed this. It doesn't always feel that great with Rhea. Bad guy. Oh, yes. And we're back in square one. So I was going to say that and one other thing, but I don't even fucking remember. But, yeah, so do I get the reward of knowing, since I didn't get to be there, right? Because that's not hurtful either. That I'm not worthy, or I wouldn't feel comfortable for no reason. You still are aware that the history hasn't changed and that actually all of them have done fucked up things to me, not me to them. So, and I'm wanting you to because I'm a fucking person with a heart. Yeah, I just want people I love to be happy, you know? And it doesn't mean that it needs to make me comfortable. I just want what's best for people in my life. And I'll be uncomfortable, and I'll trust that my partner of 4 years will come back and reassure me in some capacity that everything's okay. And it will be different this time. And see, I have to hold that anxiety all throughout the time, because I gotta, when I talk to you on the phone and you're over there, I gotta like stay positive, because I want you to hear confidence in my voice, and I'm gonna tell you that I'm proud of you, and I'm gonna say take as long as you fucking take. And I'm also simultaneously holding my breath, wondering like what's gonna happen, and what and then you're not gonna fucking engage, and you're gonna be even more distant, and I'm gonna be thinking about the things I'm gonna try to do for you today, because this is the day that I was gonna try to celebrate your birthday, and then it's not gonna seem interesting, and I'm going to just, you know, like fail. And I'm gonna beat myself up about it. And I'm already beating myself up about a million fucking things. And yeah, also, it does affect me that it's my mom and grandma's birthday, by the way, just so you know. But no, it wasn't a good idea to ask our friends who were actually there for us when we needed them, unlike the relatives that you spent time with, to spend your birthday, or at least Sunday, to cook dinner, because, you know, I thought that would be nice. But I also was like, I want you to do what makes you feel best, so if you're tired, rest. But you're not talking to me, and I'm freaking out. So yeah, I forget cereal, except I didn't forget cereal. I didn't forget cereal. I felt terrible about the fucking not cereal. And then I did other things to try to like make up for that. Not that that should be a cardinal sin. And I don't go to the grocery store and just get cereal, because I think about how there has to be more than that for meals, because you have to eat, and you fucking, and I need to eat a little bit here and there, and that's many more trips. So yeah, I do more than just grab boxes of cereal. But you actually forget. And you're the one that has to decide if you believe that I'm just a fucking idiot to sit here and have these conversations with you, or if you think that I love you, and even though my voice is raised, this is what a person does. This is problem solving. This is tending to things. This is literally the opposite of what the good feelings you had last night, or whatever. How did they happen? How long would it have taken? And you're just gonna bypass shit, not talk about it, it's just gonna go away? That's not tending to, they're not tending to you. But at least they were decent and kind, and you guys had a good time, and that really truly does make me happy, because it means that eventually you guys can hopefully have a real goddamn conversation. That's just simply like, I don't know. So yeah, did you get to talk about your relationship at all? Did anyone apologize to you? Did anyone ask you like how you've been? Did you tell the truth about how you've been? Did you brush, like what? Give me the rundown. Were you required to minimize things just so you could keep things comfortable? Probably. Because the truth can only exist where it's allowed. And as much of the truth that needed to exist was, yeah, it's been fucking rough, man. But my girl's a champ, and so am I. We've been through shit you can't imagine. But it would have been really great if I could have called you guys at some point. It would have been really great if, you know, I would have felt like I had someone, because it was kind of strange. She didn't have anyone. People were trying to kill her, and I even, you know, and I had all these people around me, except I felt like I didn't have anyone, which is strange. But I'm here now because I'm doing the good Zach thing that I do, that everybody wants me to do. See, I did it. And I'm not apologizing, I hope, because I didn't do anything wrong. But I have a heart, so I do care. But I did it. I came, you guys. I did the thing that none of you guys would fucking do. And oh yeah, my awesome girlfriend who has been through hell, and I've been through hell. Like, P.S. sis, Ria's hell was my hell too. You know? Like, I was in hell. And in a lot of pain. But I've grown a lot. We help each other. Can you please at least, like, look at me or make a sound, because I'm having the experience of the vulnerable, and I'm saying a lot of things that mean stuff and have a lot of weight to it, and you're not acknowledging me, and by not looking at me, I feel still like you're punishing me. And why is it so hard for you to look at me? What have I done?
It's not you, it's just, I'm just sitting with shit that sucks. I don't want you to be I wish you just had never gone through any of the shit that you've gone through. And I wish that I had never gone through any of the shit that I've gone through.
Well,
Or Ashley or Kula or
what?
It's just,
Cool.
so it's just,
No, yeah,
and
me too.
like, I just don't want to be.
Yeah, I know, you're back in the you don't want to do it anymore thing. But I'm going to tell you something real quick. Fucked up shit's going to happen to every fucking person on the planet.
I understand.
So, I'm sorry that your life happened to you. And I'm sorry that my life happened to me. And I'm also grateful as fuck. So, I take the good with the bad. And of all the things that I just want you to try to peer into your heart right now, and after everything that I said, acknowledge and fucking, like, use my feeling words, because I'm feeling things and I'm acknowledging many situations. What you come back with is you feel bad. You wish I'd never gone through it, and you wish that you'd never gone through it either, which was also peppered with, like, you're guilting me, because had you not known me, you wouldn't have had to go through it. Yeah, and you'd be like my brother, one of those fucking dudes who doesn't even pick up the phone when his sister is going to fucking kill herself. No, actually, you just be the dude who goes to kill himself and nobody even fucking knows and no one calls you. That's who you'd be if this didn't happen. So you should feel bad. And I'm really sorry for my crazy fucked up family. And although you didn't apologize for your crazy fucked up family, I'm sorry for my fucked up family. And I'm sorry. In these moments, I'm sorry that I allowed myself to fucking be nice to people who were beyond unkind. See how I'm doing the Zach thing where I say the opposite, like, oh, being horrible. That doesn't affect you. Just your body language and everything. Yes, see? This is the Zach I get after you fucking... So, we're back at 16th Street with Kua screaming at me on the phone and me calling your mom because you can't tell him why you're not living there, and he's calling me names and you're not an electrician because of Rhea, and oh no, don't mind me. I'm not going through anything, you guys. Oh wait, sure, go ahead. Keep treating me like shit, but I'm going to be on the phone with your mom making sure that next time you go to your house that she can at least encourage you to open your mouth, because you came there one time before and you needed to say something, but you left and you came back to my house and you cried because you couldn't say anything and you were just needing to hide out, using me. So either you were using me, you need to track your behavior because it can't be both. And then, oh, Zach goes back and the conversation's allowed to happen. How'd that happen? I don't know. And then, what version of Zach do I get back? I get a Zach who... Well, all the plans we just had, you being in my house and in my bed for fucking 2 weeks was just... meant nothing because you're going home. You got a good moment, you got access, I'm going home and I'm going to go to school. And I really just don't know if this is going to work because I'm going to be in school, like, in the future. Alright, cool. Go home. You know, Rhea, there was just sometimes that I wanted to just drive my car over the fucking cliff because it was so horrible what we were experiencing. And I'm clearly blaming you for it. And to which I'd say, I'm really sorry because seriously, it was painful. And I have enough guilt about that myself. I actually don't need you to bring that to my attention, but I don't mind that you do because it's valid. But on my own, I was able to come to the conclusion that it was painful for you. And I feel bad about that. And I also know that it was so painful for me that I was the only one that was every day contemplating suicide. None of you guys were in that much pain, so I feel bad for you guys, and I'm not even feeling bad for myself, because you can't feel worse than wanting to die. There's literally nothing past that. So I can still want to die and feel bad for other people because they're experiencing pain. That's what I get when Zach comes back. He's already gone. He's already, like, in the future. He got the thing that he wanted that none of your family helped you to accomplish, and yet here I am, and this happened. Okay, great. Yes, go, support, family. Don't help me move shit, but definitely help them move, and don't ever say shit like they may need to apologize to me, or that no, just say yes, again, that you're sorry for Ashley and Kuba and whatever. I hope you're going to tell me the interesting story of the traumatic 2 years that they just went through that I now need to qualify to be sorry for. Instead of you actually acknowledging, like, or agreeing, yeah. Seriously, what the fuck is wrong with me? What the fuck is wrong with me? So yeah, you think that you don't actually, you like want to be like, oh, I wish all that bad shit didn't happen to you. Man, I'm stuck in this situation where this girl has PTSD. I hung out with unconscious assholes last night that are my family, and I picked up their bad habits, and I came back, and I gave no fucks about my girlfriend. And it was actually my behavior that was triggering her. Because what my nonverbal communication was even though I wasn't doing anything. Lack of action is an action. Your lack of action was, I don't care to ask you about how you are. I don't care. I forgot what PTSD is. And when you bring it up and you are trying to remind me again, like, hey, don't hand me a cigarette right now because I'm having a panic attack. God forbid you get inspired to get out of bed and walk to come find me. Or, do you want to be with me? Do you love me? Would you rather just... Babe, obviously, just like you, I can be happy without you, but I don't want to. So, after the long text message you sent about, obviously, you know, acknowledging where I'm at, what I need, you can literally track your own contradictions in the last 2 text messages that you have sent me. One is a full-on, although you were just regurgitating information that you have collected in your brain and intelligently sending it back to me. Your heart was not in it, but I wasn't going to say anything because I'm applauding you for you not pretending to be an idiot. That didn't take you long to send that fucking paragraph. And you hit all the right words and sentences and keys and shit. But there was no tenderness, no real, like, affection. That was like you just doing a job. And then the follow-up question. So obviously you say, oh, well, I didn't mean to make you feel unworthy and not loved and whatever. And I say, do you love me? Would you be happier without me? Well, I can be, obviously. Yeah, I know, Zach. And thank you. That was hella reassuring. So I can continue to, like, you know, play this part, because right now we're, like, literally in a play. And I can pretend like this argument is really about us, when it's fucking not. It's not. It's not. So you can own that. You keep looking at me like I'm an idiot and you don't know me and you fucking barely can stand me. So have your family. And you're welcome. If that's who you want to be, choose. Yeah. Oh, poor me. All these things happened to me by proxy of you, Rhea. I never held a gun to your head. I used my voice and my words, my heart and my fucking brain, and I gave you a choice. The choice was always, who do you want to be? You don't need to stay with me out of fucking obligation. And you didn't. And sometimes, yeah, you felt kidnapped and hijacked because it was painful and uncomfortable and you wanted to run and you didn't. Why? Because I spelled it out for you. You're making a choice here. You don't get to hide. So you can look, you can go, but you don't get to go lying. You don't get to be a good guy. Like, oh, I didn't know what was happening and I'm just, you know, over here because, you know, Rhea, you sent me pictures of you on the train tracks and your brother's looking for you and I had to take a dog to the vet. And, you know, just... Oh, now you're acting crazy. Poor me. This is so fucking complicated. This is so hard for me. This is so annoying. Well, you got a lot of benefits out of it too. So, it'd be nice if you could at least, like, remember those things too. Like, remember I was with your fucking grandfather. And I forgot cereal. I don't even care if you're mad at me about that. I just want you to also qualify the other shit.
It's just the tip of the iceberg too. I get so much more. We both give each other so much.
Okay, great. You're talking about this in past tense. So, are
No,
we really going to like
no, babe,
do the same thing we do?
no. Because we have, and we are, and we will. You know what I'm saying? I'm not just being past like, oh, this is the end, and it was fun.
That's
Hey, thanks. No, no, no.
just so you're aware. That's totally what your energy and your body language and
That's
everything is.
because I'm defensive because I just feel attacked, and that's me. That's on me.
Yeah. So, am I attacking you? A little bit.
Yeah.
But
Well,
how am I
it just
attacking
feels
you?
like it. It's just that's my shit, and that's.
Yes. It. Of course, you feel attacked because I am bringing up all these negative things. And even still, I gotta ask myself while I'm doing this, because it brings up all kinds of shit from me. Why am I doing this? Is this my old programming? Or am I with a fucking narcissist? Am I, what, is this, all the things I have to question. No, I'm fucking doing this because even when we break up, I'm still going to leave it so that all of the work that we've done doesn't go for nothing. And I'm not gonna jump ship at the last moment in a big fucking lie and let us pretend. No, hell no. I love myself way too much. I worked way too hard to be here alive in this body, proud of at least the human that I'm trying to become. And so I'm not gonna dirty that by fucking bullshitting and acting like, yeah, okay, fine, Zach. Just go fuck off and be with your family and we'll have some dumbass superficial conversation about whatever. And that would normally be what I would do. But no. I worked hard for this. You worked hard for this. So even if we go down in flames, I'm going down in flames, honest, and making sure that, like, I do as little harm as possible. My voice is loud, but that's because I give a fuck. I'm not being hurtful and I'm not attacking you. I'm upset when you sell yourself short. I am upset when you hurt yourself.
Sorry. Thank you, and I was feeling a whole small thing. I caught myself, and I was getting really upset because I know that my words were just not. Even still, I still can't. But it doesn't matter.
It does matter.
I know, but you know what?
Yes,
the
yes.
words. You know, it's like best I can. I'm still just trying to do better because
I
you're
know.
safe and you've already
And so are
so
you.
much out of me.
And you've pulled so much out of me. Babe, I tried to say the team thing. And you know that if I didn't know this is in here, I wouldn't even say this shit. I only do it because I have to pull. Remember when we used to do that tag? Oh, David's asleep. Okay, yeah, that's it. Ugh. It's just crazy. I don't know. I hate when, it doesn't make me feel good to even say those things about your family. And I'm being nice, but I'm also being mean. I don't like to be, that's not what I want to do. It's just when there's inconsistency and I'm being treated a certain way and you're treating that's the thing, you're treating yourself a certain way when you do that. And and I can't. Babe. Should I leave? I can make it stop. At least for a little bit.
This is me being a baby.
No, this is something that weighs on my heart constantly, and I feel conflicted about it, and I don't know what would be more harmful. And if, trust me, if I knew that, I don't know what is worse for me or worse for you. And if,
I know, but and trust me, like, I know what you're saying, and it's not like you only bring me this or that. You know, it's like I bring you a lot of fucking pain sometimes, dude.
yeah, you do.
So, you know, what if I didn't have you? Where would I be?
Stupidly ignorant.
Where would you be?
I would be either dead or something else radical would have had to happen, because I am a hell of a fighter. And who knows? I could be anywhere.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't know. I
Just
don't
have those
know.
moments where
I don't know.
life just feels like it's just too much work. Like even just work. It's like,
Well,
but that's just me being.
just put it where it belongs. Put the right shit where it belongs, because right now, I'm used to, and what I want to do, but I'm not going to do, is I want to comfort you, and I want to, be like, and I can't tend to the thing that is like, it hasn't, like, yes, it has been hard, but it has not been this hard. It gets like this, and you feel extra this with family. You think it's just my family dysfunction? No. Okay. And when we were in fucking Washington, hey, you want to see the fucking state of the world? Look at how fucked up everybody is. Alessa's all fucked up with her fucking narcissist, because her goddamn mom, guess what, she's creating another fucking boy who's not gonna know what the fuck to do and to have emotions, and crazy ass mom fucking values the wrong shit, has no fucking time for his emotional needs. God damn it. Just the cycle just goes on and on. Yes. Fucking yes. I'm sorry, but it is so hard, it doesn't stop. I don't know, driving back from Oregon, we were like, we're just fucking gotta go to Costa Rica, and like we felt light and it felt good. Why? Like genuinely. And that was like a weird thing, because there was something that we both knew deep down, that like, if it's you and I, we'd fucking be able to make it work. And even the craziest thing came out of Zach's mouth on his own. That speaks to something. What I just was telling Mo last night was literally that the last time we went to Washington, which was another fucked up fuckery, it was like the first time I felt you fully on board, even though it was like a catastrophe, and normally you would have stressed out and tried to bolt because it's just hard, and instead you came up with solutions, and you're just like, whatever, we'll handle it confidently. And I was like, he passed initiation. It was like, that's what we've been doing, is going through these challenges, and so we can get stronger and be able to handle it. And look, it only took about 800 times of us to have to deal with other people's bullshit and our own bullshit. And then this time was like the least stressful time, even though it was super fucked. But it was kind of like, oh, whatever, it sucks, but we'll just figure something else out. And we did, because there's a knowingness, because we've done it enough times where we can't lie to ourselves, and we are not going to stress ourselves out about that shit. So if we can do that, if we can literally pack a truck, drive to fucking Washington, deal with fucking Alessa's crazy shit, repack on no sleep, get back, deal with crazy mom over here, and then get strangers to stay with us, and not be like utterly like, oh my god, soul wrenching. But you come back from hanging out with people, and you can't have a conversation with your girlfriend without all of a sudden it all feels too much. You know what really feels like too much? Because I'm just going to do the work, because I cannot just like ask the questions, because whatever. It's too fucking much, because you can't fucking talk to your family. And then you get put in the hot rock in a hard place, because look, all these things you put in practice, all these words. And now you can't do both. And it's just back to normal. Look, I'll support that. I will totally support that, if that's what you want, and that's okay. And I'm gonna be Rhea to the end, and I'm gonna say, yes, just tell me that you know what you're choosing. I used to tell my brother, if you're gonna be a demon, be the best goddamn demon. Seriously, whatever. And I'm not saying that would make you a demon. I'm just saying, being responsible and accountable for our fucking actions or inactions. When we're around other people who are exhibiting certain behavior, it's contagious. And can you look at me? Because it makes me feel like you're not paying attention. And I'm actually telling you things about you and your family dynamics that are useful if you ever want to track it to stop it. Or just to be like, yeah, I see that. That's totally been my life for the past 4 years or whatever. It's been hard. Because we were literally in crisis. Thanks to both of our families, by the way. And both of us. Because it didn't have to be as hard as it was. But based on everyone else's behavior, and I'm not offloading blame. I listen to our goddamn conversations. I don't need to, because they're burned into my fucking body and soul already. But I listen to them, and man, you know what's crazy? Is that I hear 2 25-year-old guys and a fucking suicidal chick handling business, having the fucking hard conversations, but the necessary ones, and making progress, and then another adult shows up, someone from my family or someone from, and we are all like, oh, everything's, whatever, because you guys just keep them safe and coddled, because the adults are gonna fuck shit up, or the families are, we're good, we got this. Just let us keep practicing, because that's why it was so painful. We were in crisis, plus we were practicing all these new things. All of us were practicing new ways of being that we had never been before. And that is hell of uncomfortable and hell of, painful, because you're stretching, you're expanding, and it's totally unfamiliar. And, so you've been actively been able to practice those things. We have been practicing those things together, and still, we have moments where we fall off, and we're starting to notice things that take us out, and then we make different decisions. Now, when we go back to hanging out with people that operate the same way, and the same dynamic, and the same energies, we're fighting against a current, because naturally you just want to revert back, and then that's how we slip back into those same patterns. So you literally can lie to yourself and say, oh, this is what feels hard, because that felt good. That is like me going back to my family, because I could do that, because that's comfortable. I know how it'll be. Sure, Mom, give me the apartment and I'll totally be your bitch. Now at least, hopefully I'll at least remember not to actually think that you'll ever treat me like a daughter. And so now I'm not confused. But I'm going to go back to that because I've done it for 33 years. So it's a lot more comfortable, even though it kills me and it doesn't get me anywhere near where I want to go. But I can do it. I've already done it. I already have all my coping mechanisms in place. You know? So I would just go back and I would choose that, but I would be conscious of it. Alright, this is really bad for me, but I'm not going to go into it thinking that whatever, I'm not going to lie to myself. I'm going to try to be as happy as I can, knowing that I'm going to have to give up basically my dignity, my self-respect, and I'm not going to grow as a person, and I'm just going to be like a fucking disgusting vehicle in which people get to like get pleasure from and then abuse me. And you know, but I'll have an apartment, and maybe if I talk less, my mom will, you know, like I could make it work, but I'm choosing not to. And this choice is the harder choice. This is the harder choice. Why do you think it took so long? Why do you think it took so long? Why does it take so long for people to break even just regular bad habits? Because they're habits. Been doing it for a while. Just biting nails even. It's fucking hard as fuck to break. Fucking talking to your mom, it's like fucking, you know, it's like, I don't know. I really don't like saying negative things about people, but I really got to get over that shit because I got to be able to just speak the truth. And if I see something like that is fucking not good, or bad rather, I got to fucking say it and not feel like I'm actually the bad guy because I said, hey, you punched that toddler in the face, you fucking adult. God. What the fuck? Yeah, I'm choosing the harder thing. God, I get choosing the easier thing. It's what my brother's doing. But he might as well, kill himself. Seriously. Great, another fucking narcissist in the world. And one who knows how to fucking act. And one who, you know, like, great. That's what we need. We need another super powerful being to go unconscious and do terrible, horrible things to people. Because the more fucking potent of a being that you are, the more damage you actually do when you're fucking unconscious and you had, like, fracture. And then no one will give a fuck. Fucking, what the fuck? Why get up and go to a job? What the fuck for? We obviously don't give a fuck about anything. Why fucking date? Why? Why have kids? You're not gonna fucking talk to them. You're not gonna fucking invest in them. The fuck? What the fuck for? Like, this is so hard. Human beings, it's like, damn, get your shit together. There's a bunch of babies, like legitimate babies on the planet running around doing a fucking better job than we are. And that to me is just an example saying, well, damn, if a kid can do it, I must be able to do it, even though it really feels fucking impossible. This is what it is. I had the emotions. See, I feel a little bit better because it's better than holding it, dancing around it, and fucking keeping it caged. Because like we know, shit doesn't go away. What do you fucking think cancer is? What do you think all that shit? It's all fucking connected. Fuck. Fucking. I'll just be Pops and you can be fucking Mom. You can fucking nap yourself to death as a way to avoid shit. I'll fucking drink myself into a stupor of unconsciousness constantly and oblivion. And fucking your mom says to me yesterday, because I'm trying to like do little tiny things like bring awareness and information, just information. Information informs our behavior. So, you know, now that I know the thing about the donations, for instance, and I know what it represents to your grandfather, because I know that even for a grown-ass smart man, the hardest thing in the world for him to do is say 2 syllables to his fucking son. Sorry. I feel like I failed you as a father. All I have now is money. Nobody wants to come see me. I don't even know how to be around people. Leah was that. Oh, that lingering voice I've had in my head since I was a child getting my ass beat saying I was a piece of shit. I'm gonna die with it. See, I am a piece of shit. My own family doesn't even really care. And I can't even fucking, even though I want to be good to my son, I don't know how. But maybe I'll spend a bunch of money and this is gonna do good for someone. So I won't have to feel like shit all alone in my fucking empty ass house all day. Just feeling like shit. So then I need to tell your mom that somehow, sneakily, in a fucking casual conversation so that she can then go to Pops and say, back off of him about the donations. Because even though you think you're doing a good thing, protecting him, you don't want anyone taking advantage of your father, he needs to do that. It's the only thing that makes him feel good right now. And guess what? Success. So Edie comes back to me and tells me she told Pops the way that she needs to, because I know Edie needs to be the one to tell her. Great. And she says, I tried to tell her all these things to encourage exactly what I was just encouraging with you and Ashley. Trying to encourage, and I feel bad because your mom is the only one who is genuinely worried about everyone, and it's exhausting. And she's the only one that can actually talk to everyone to where they're open to it. The only other person outside of your mom that she can depend on is you to do the right thing. And when they're dismissive about his, or you're dismissive sometimes too, because again, that's a byproduct of what other people are saying around you. Oh, Grandpa, you know, yeah, he's just getting old, and yeah, so he's losing his memory, and you know, he's just, like just brushing it off. It's like, man, if I'm clearly not speaking the right language, I'm trying to like not overstep, but I'm also trying to like show people the little tiny things. It's like, hey, yeah, well maybe, you know, I wish the Pops could just, because it's so funny. The thing that Dick really needs to fucking say and get off his soul is the same goddamn thing that Chris really needs to fucking hear. And maybe he could get out of his fucking own way and not do the same shit that his dad's doing, being like, I'm a piece of shit father, and then every day choosing to do nothing different. And he's responsible for that. Every day he acknowledges that he doesn't feel that way. He doesn't feel good about the man he is or the example he is to you. And every day he sits his ass on that couch, or he's shitty to me, or he doesn't check in on your mom. It is another day that he chose what was more important. Television, booze, cigarettes, and his upbringing. And then you're around that, and, well, they're all saying, well, Grandpa's just this, that, and that. You know, you gotta fucking talk to him. Just assuming shit. And he doesn't even fucking know how to communicate his goddamn feelings anyways. So I'm trying to basically hear your mom be like, yeah, maybe, like, you know, get them to something. I don't know, whatever. She's like, yeah, well, you know, I just hope that, you know, on his darkest hour, he can say it. Why? Why is that the best we could do? We hope that on his deathbed, he could say it? I'm telling you, people go to their deathbeds afraid to die because of what they're carrying. And why do we gotta fucking carry that? Can't we just figure out how to get grown men to fucking say sorry? To absolve their souls? Can't we encourage that? Shit, man. That's an unnecessary amount of fucking pain. It's like, god damn. Yeah, I hope Pops fucking says something. His last words. What crappy ass last words? We're all fucked up. Nobody's perfect. Everybody's fucking flawed. But we can fucking make it right. it's not, oh, just delusional and fucking whatever. Man. Like, it doesn't even matter. Like, it doesn't matter that it's because he's old. Because it does, like, we have an excuse for every scenario of why not to do the thing. I don't know. Yeah. Your mom crying. I know that Ashley gets upset at Dad and but I can't believe she left me in the hospital with him. What if he had died? Yeah, Ashley didn't do anything technically. I doubt she knows how much that hurt her mom. I doubt she knows how much she's hurting her mom by not talking to you or not coming over for the holidays, and how Edie feels like, and Edie actually said these words to me, that Ashley's punishing her for even being, like, allowing me to be here, as if, like, she's siding with me, and she's like, I'm not siding with anyone, I'm just, like, you know? And Ashley is absolutely punishing her. And punishing you. Energetically. She's a tough one. So, lack of action is a fucking action. Doesn't mean that you're fucking, oh, I didn't do anything. Yeah, she fucking did. Yeah, bro. I told you if you picked up the phone and fucking called me, you would save my life, and you fucking didn't. 'Cause you went to go make a fucking track that your baby gonna fucking sing at my funeral and then post about it. I listened to this recording today. I barely get through them today. My brother's talking to you, and he's like, fuck it, I gotta be here. I know Rhea's got me. I mean, look, even like this week, we've laughed, yeah, it's been crazy shit, but like, even with the spices thing, like, whatever, I gotta be with my sister, because what happens? And he says to you, Zach, please try to pay attention to this like it matters to you. Like, remember that my brother is a human being who's becoming a demon out of necessity, because otherwise he would die. So he is dying. But this form of dying means more pain for other people, so it's terrible. And he says to Zach, I know I'll hate myself if I don't try to make this work with you and Rhea. If I don't go with you and Rhea, I know I'll hate myself. I might start drinking. Who knows? I might start doing drugs. Who knows? I might become suicidal. I don't care. I don't know how we're going to make it work. But this is the best bet. You know? Rhea's got my back, and she just, and I fucking know it. That's like the most simple truth and most obvious truth. My mom doesn't even know who the fuck I am. She doesn't know what I am. And what? My brother is drinking. And telling people he's happy, and everybody around is just making shit fucking worse. And I'm over here sifting through shit so I can maybe, what? Do what? Everything I can, I don't care. Everything I can. For me. So, yeah, I don't feel sorry for Kuba and Ashley and Jay and Jesse for what they've gone through, because what I learned about me, Zach, and David is that we can be in hell for months and we can still show up with love and kindness for other people. So unless your ass is on fire, I really don't know why being hurtful and unkind to another person is acceptable. And I need to, oh, you were hungry? Your feelings got hurt because you made some shit up and didn't ask a question? Poor you. need you to be nice to me. I just need you to get the fuck out of my way and not hurt me. And that's what we're doing. It's just, I'm not, I know you're giving me affection, but I'm just worried about you. So it doesn't, it's just my way of, it's my self-protection, so I apologize for that, but it's like, you know, I know, I just want hugs, just like apologies and I love yous to actually like mean it, and by like action. And so like I just want to like this is, you know, I'm gonna be like worried all night, and then I have to tend to this because now that this has been reactivated, it's like it's a muscle, you know what I mean? And you were deprogramming yourself from your upbringing and doing all these opposite things, which are already challenging, and that's why it's always tricky when you go back into stuff. It's like, doesn't mean you're not supposed to, it just means that you're supposed to have the awareness that like you really got to be mindful of those things, because and then that's what makes it feel harder, because it feels like you're back at square one, you know. I don't know. I will say the positive thing about me listening to these voice memos, and I want you to try to hear this and feel it and be all inclusive. When I listen to them, I'm really like blown away by all three of us, like individually. Like now that I have enough space where like I can at least kind of distance myself a tiny bit emotionally, like all three of us, we're doing so good. I mean, incredible things, considering none of us were taught it. And we were practicing it with each other, who didn't know what the fuck we were doing, in the craziest of circumstances. That, to me, it's like, it's huge. I mean, it's crazy. It's shit people can't do on their best days. It's hard as fuck, you know? Like, that's a testament to your strength and character, and that is heart, by the way. It's the reason, the evidence of why people love you guys so much. Like, you were showcasing it to yourself, asking questions that when you wanted to run, and you choosing to stay in the fire in the place that makes you want to jump off the cliff. Why? Because that's who you're not the you just never were put in a situation where that was a thing. So now you got to know. Now you know that about yourself. Great. That's a good thing to know. So, like, that's the things we're supposed to hold on to, you know? Yeah, it was hard as fuck. But man, I'm actually not a terrible, wretched human being. I'm just a human being who fucks up sometimes. But I actually chose pain and challenge over hurting other people more. Because I don't like to hurt people. I mean, that's the overall big thing that we were all just confirming to ourselves. I'm not really interested in hurting people. So much so that yeah. My brother doesn't get that. And you don't even value that or see that. But my brother is now living with the consciousness of, I'm a piece of shit person who chose shiny things over my sister's life. She fought for me more than anyone. If they could do that to her, they could do that to me. I'm a sellout. I already couldn't work hard enough, do enough, whatever. How hard am I going to have to work, and how much am I going to need to do in order to fill the even bigger hole than I have now? But like I said in my video that of course you didn't watch because I talk to you all the time or whatever, I said, yeah, well, that's the thing about my brother. He could be dying or in pain, but he's a really good actor, and he could light the fucking entire room up with his smile. It's also the scariest thing about him. Like, the scariest thing about Zach is his I'm depressed and falling inward and hurting myself silence looks just like the I'm just chilling silent. For what? You don't have a poker face to me. Like, your silent faces don't look the same to me at all. Because I don't just see with my fucking eyes. And that's the other thing. Lazy. We're lazy. We don't even use our own eyeballs. Fuck our other senses. It's just like, I'm just gonna not even look at the person. And then I'm not gonna use my mouth to create these words to ask a question that may give me information about how they actually are. I'm not gonna do anything to try to find out an action way with my body. So, you know? And then I'm not gonna use these ears to actually listen to what they say. We give ourselves life sentences. It's us that hurts ourselves. And we allow other people to hurt us. That's why it's important to know yourself, so you can know other people and not let people hurt you and not hurt yourself. Like, I don't want Edie to play out a sentence where she says that I'm a demon like my mom, and she feels so bad, even though she's a Christian woman, because she cares more about her own child than me, and she just wants you to be safe, so go take her away. And that actually crushed her, which is why she left me a whole note here. I didn't talk to her. She didn't know that I knew. But I know those are the agreements that are on the soul. She would feel so terrible. That's just one thing. And your mom already can barely breathe inside because she's carrying not only her shit but your dad's shit, because he just puts it on her, and she just holds it for him because she loves him. And she takes a nap. That was her upbringing. Religious and restrictive and whatever. And she's incredibly emotional in a good way. She cares. So we definitely don't want the caring ones with the big hearts to be giving themselves goddamn life sentences. Well, this is not how I plan the day, but I oftentimes still need you to answer a question though. We didn't get you. Social